Hello, everybody. It's me, Phil, and typically I would be doing a regular live stream tonight, but that's not happening, and I'll tell you the reason why. This has been a week where I have been spending time working on tax prep. Super fun. Totally recommend it to everybody. And so, what does that mean? That means I'm putting my cartoon drawing on a little bit of a break. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, Phil, why can't you do both? Why can't you do some tax prep and then step away from it for a little bit and then do some drawing and then go back and forth? And I will tell you right now, while I feel like sometimes I'm a pretty good multitasker, um, I've learned myself enough to know that I don't really work that way. Like, if I were to start drawing a new scene, it would be really, really hard for me to go into number crunching mind mode and then not have the scene be finished and like leave it open ended like that. I can't really I can do that. I choose not to because it messes with me and I don't like how it feels. I don't like when I come back to the project. So here's what happened. I Last time I was talking with you guys and I was doing some drawing. I was working on scene 35, and I completed scene 35, and then completely off camera, I started and finished scene 36. So I didn't do any live streams, any drawing live streams while working on scene 36. So where does that leave me now? Well, the next scene obviously in line would be 37, but I have chosen to not start working on 37 until I finish all this tax prep, and I really want to get this stuff done before the end of March. So I don't know how much longer it's going to take. I think maybe I can be done in a few days. We'll see. It's going to depend on availability. So I'm hoping that by next Friday, I'll be back to my regularly scheduled live draw, which would be 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. That would be March. What day would that be? 28th? Right, March 28th. So I'm hoping that by March 28th, I'll be back and doing another live draw. I'm giving myself the next like 5 or 6 days to finish taxes. That's my goal. I'm going to do my absolute level best to do that. And aside from that, I've been doing the day job thing. So it's been like, I don't love this situation. I don't love being not creative and like working a day job and then coming home and in my off time crunching numbers. Like, that's not fun for me. It's taking a toll. Now, if I look like I'm tired, it's because I kind of had a long day. But it's been a long week is really what I'm getting at. And nothing is wrong. There's nothing bad happening. I just don't love when this happens. But I have to do the adult thing. So, got to do the adult thing. Oh, Ghostface says hi. What up, Ghostface? Yeah, I was just explaining to nobody else in the room. I was just explaining to myself why this has been a long week and how I'm not doing anything creative at the moment because I'm working on tax prep. So I'm doing the day job thing and then I'm coming home and working on tax stuff. Nothing creative right now. So I almost canceled tonight's live stream entirely. I almost didn't even do this and I almost didn't even announce it. I was like, no one's going to care if I'm there or not. And then I was like, okay, I'll go live just for a little bit. We'll see if anybody shows up. And if they do, then I'll hang out for a little while. But I was just saying I'm hoping that next week the 28th, that I'll be back to my regularly scheduled live draw. That'll be really, really great. I'm hoping I can get back to that point. At which point I'll be working on scene 37, which is pretty cool because it's a scene that I did not actually have planned in the boards. I'm kind of going off board for the next scene. Why is that happening? Well, it's happening because the scene that I had before the one I'm going to do, it was just a little bit plain. So I'll kind of set it up for you. So we would have seen the back of a character's head and heard them talking, and then they would turn around and look at camera and say their line. Well, I'm still going to have them turn around and look at camera to say their line, but the part in the beginning where we would just see the back of their head while they're talking, that's the part where I'm switching the camera angle up, and I'm going to have the camera at the side of his face, so you can just see his mouth moving. It'll just be like this. Like, you'll just see like lips, okay? It'll just be lips like this. I'm talking like that. So that's the scene that I've added. It doesn't add any new lines. It doesn't add anything to the story. It's just changing a camera angle for part of the dialogue so we actually can see something moving instead of having a stationary back of someone's head the whole time. So I don't know. Are you asking how Ghostface is saying? How are you? I don't want to be rude. Are you asking how I am or how Eden is doing? And also Eden is a channel member. So thanks to Eden for being in here and for being a channel member. How am I doing? Oh, I'm tired. I'm okay. I kind of get down when I'm not being creative. It really kind of deflates me. And when you're self-employed, taxes are not really fun anymore. Not that they're ever fun, but when you're working like a regular job, like tax season for a lot of people means getting a refund. When you're self-employed, I don't know why they make it so difficult, but typically you owe money. So the fact that I have to sit here for days and days and days and spend time going through all these like old numbers and receipts and things like that and bank statements and credit card statements, the fact that I have to do all of that, knowing full well that the result of it is probably going to be me owing money, it's like, I don't know, it's like working hard in order to have something also not bad or also bad happen, and you're like, why do I want to work so hard to have something bad happen? But you have to because it's part of it. So it just puts me in like not a good frame of mind. And then I don't have any creative output. Like I'm not really gaming right now. I'm not drawing right now. This is what I look like after a week of not drawing and or playing video games and only doing adulting stuff. It wears me down. So um I appreciate the heart. Thank you very much. The hearts. It's 8:01 p.m. where you are, right? Yeah, it's 10:01 where I am. 10:01. Um, so it's one of those things where it's like I will unwind by watching the old sitcoms. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I end up becoming like a blob, and I just like lay there and I just like stare blankly ahead. And there's nothing really wrong with that necessarily, but in times like these when I'm trying to relax, my brain is saying, hey, you know what, you could be finishing your taxes right now and then you could be done feeling like this, but I just don't have the motivation to get up and do it. So this is like a really, this part of the year is just really not great. Now I will tell you this, part of the reason why I'm trying to make this happen right now is because in a few weeks I have a convention coming up, and it's my favorite convention, like ever, and it's called Staple Independent Media Expo, and it happens once a year. And so I've got a table there in case you are somebody that is watching this and is thinking about going to Staple. Happens on April 12th and 13th. I will have I'll be at table 10, which is at the back of the hall. I've never been at the back of the hall. I'm kind of actually looking forward to it. It's nice to be in like a different part of the room. Um, and what's interesting about the, oh, what did Eden say? All work and no play makes Phil a dull boy. Yeah, that's very true. Um, you think you sprained your ankle? What happened? How'd you sprain your ankle, Ghostface? That's not good. I'm sorry. I hope you're not in too much pain. Spraining your ankle can actually hurt more than breaking your ankle, from what I've heard. I've heard that, like, even though breaking sounds more severe, a break can heal a little bit easier, and a sprain is just like the muscle, so it takes longer. Oh, you fell. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Yeah, that can take a few weeks to heal. Well, I hope you're keeping it elevated and trying to stay off of it. Look at me, talking like I know what I'm talking about. Um, so Staple, I'm actually really excited about Staple. Uh, oh, your brother sprained his arm last summer. Oh gosh, that's not good either. Sorry. Uh, this year's Staple, I'm gonna actually change the way I do my table. Last year when I was going to shows and um, doing book signings, one of the things that I did, I had a little like tablet and it was showing some of my animation work. And so that was my way of sort of incorporating motion into my table. This year, I'm going to go even further and I'm going to dedicate like a good chunk of the table to the animation. I'm planning on bringing this board with all these storyboards stuck to it. I'm going to have that with me at the show so people can walk up and like look at all the boards. I'm planning on having my tablet, so the tablet will be playing some animation, the one that I did in 2020. It'll just be like looping that. And then I'm going to bring my brand new light table and have that there and probably be able to plug it in and turn it on, which would be really great, as just like a like nice bright thing to, catch your eye as you're walking past. And then I'll bring some drawings from the cartoon and have them on the light table so people can, like look, maybe flip them or look at them or whatever. So I'm going to dedicate a good chunk of my table at Staple to the animated cartoon, and then the rest of the table, you can still buy books and things like that. But um, I really want to incorporate the animation stuff more this year, and so that when people walk up, I can explain what's going on because I'm not making the comics right now. I did put out a new book last year. That's true. It's still relatively new. It's only a year old, but um, I'm not working on a new book. I'm working on a cartoon. So I was really kind of uh, stuck in my head about like what am I going to do? I don't want to set everything up the way that I did last year because I don't really feel like it's representing exactly where I'm at right now. And I like to have things represent where I am inside because if things are representing like where I am, um, I see all those little icons by the way popping up. Thanks for whoever's doing those. Uh, if I don't feel like I'm connected with my table, then it almost feels like I'm misrepresenting myself a little bit, which isn't true, and I know that's not true, but that's just how it feels. If you ask any comic book artist or convention artist, whatever you want or whatever you want to call us, typically people want like artists want to have something new to bring to a show. And what I learned years ago is it's all new because a lot of people don't even know who we are. Some people come back and they return and they are returning fans or whatever. But a lot of times what tends to happen is people are brand new to your work. So it's all new. I don't know why we do this to ourselves, but if you ask any artist, they will tell you, "Oh man, I'm like so excited to have a new book," or "Oh man, I wish I had something new to bring with me." Now, I will tell you this: the one thing I have that's kind of new because I haven't had it at a show with me yet are my pins, my brains pins. These are glow in the dark, and I made these right around Halloween last year. So these have not been to a convention yet. So technically, this is my new item, and that does make me feel a little bit better. But once I decided that I was going to change my table design and make it be more around the animated cartoon, once I did that, like I started getting excited again for the show. And that's when I was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I need to do. It wasn't about bringing a new thing to sell. It was about sharing what I'm working on right now. So that was an interesting kind of revelation to have. Um, oh, what did you say? Ghostface says, and I sprained my other ankle last summer too. What are you doing? Are you are you what's that called? When people parkour. Are you parkouring everywhere? What's going on? You and someone else. Oh, you and someone else are putting up the hearts and things. Yes, thank you for putting up those little icons. That's kind of fun. Gosh, you got to be careful. And you're like a teenager, right? You know, I don't know. I don't think we get more coordinated as we get older. So you got to be careful. You know, you might be accident prone in general. No more trampoline parks, says Eden. Yeah, no more trampoline parks indeed. Oh my gosh, you are accident prone. I'm sorry. That's really unfortunate. I know a lot of people that are accident prone. It's not great. And I never know what to say other than why aren't you being more careful? I'll tell you this. There's a little story. One of my neighbors in my apartment is going to be moving out very soon, and she's been here almost as long as I've been here. Maybe a little bit longer. I can't tell, but we've been here almost the entire time as each other. So she's making her way over to her car, and I'm outside, and we're having some small talk. And there's like a couple items on the ground because sometimes there's litter at my apartment complex. I don't love it, but it's a thing. And she's not even looking where she's walking. There's like a pop can sitting by her car, but it's like a bright red pop can, and to me, it's obvious. She goes to open her door and like starts to step on the pop can and trip, and she catches herself. But I'm just thinking, what are you like? Are you not paying attention to your surroundings? What is going on? Anyway, it's I don't know. I'm always surprised by people that are accident prone. I guess I'm like, okay, I guess it happens. I mean, I stub my toe every now and then. It's a thing. Um, you're 12 but turning 13 in April. Oh, now does that mean you are an Aries? I know a little bit about the astrology calendar. You might be an Aries, but maybe if you're in early April, then you're not an Aries, I think. I can't remember what the dates are for Aries. Eden says, grown woman, still clumsy. Yeah. You think you're an Aries, you don't know? Well, that's silly. You should look it up. You should know these things about yourself. Come on now. Your horoscope might be trying to tell you something. Your horoscope might be trying to tell you, be careful today and don't be tripping. And then but you wouldn't know that because you're not reading it. And then you go and trip up. April 7th. Okay, that's coming up real soon. Wow. Are you going to do anything special for your birthday? Do you have any plans? Are you going to go to a concert or a trip? Or are you going to get together with some friends? Are you going to, is someone making you a cake? All these things. Okay. April means you're a diamond baby, says Eden. Yeah, that's your birthstone. Is I think that's diamond is birthstone for the entire month. Let's see, what sign? I'm gonna look it up. What sign is April 7th? Let's see here. Let's all look it up together. Let's find out exactly what April 7th zodiac sign. Let's see. You are an Aries. Oh, okay. Aries happens from March 21st. Oh, today. So as of today. So Aries starts today and ends April 19th. So it's the end of April that is a different sign. Okay, got it. I don't have it all memorized, but you are an Aries. You're right smack dab in the middle of that. Okay, that's cool. Well, now you know. You're going to go to a dinner. You don't like cake. What do you mean you don't like cake? Who doesn't like cake? And there's so many kinds of cake. You don't like cheesecake? Do you not like ice cream cakes? There's a lot of cakes. To just blanket statement saying you don't like cake is a little bit concerning if I'm being honest here. Too much fasting. Oh, you're fasting. Do you like cake when you're not fasting? That's the question. I was reading the other day about the word breakfast. Did you know that breakfast comes from breaking a fast, the fast of not eating for so many hours over the course of the evening. Did you know that? So breakfast is breaking your fast. It's an interesting little bit of trivia. Swiss cake rolls, says Eden. Yeah, Swiss cake rolls are amazing. Okay, sometimes you eat cake. Okay, there's hope for you. You love ice cream though. Good, because I was really getting worried for a minute because ice cream is my favorite. And if you didn't love ice cream, we were about to throw down in this virtual space. I don't know if you were aware of that. Not eating because you're asleep. Yes, that's true, Eden. Yes. Which I always thought was kind of weird. I'm like, well, how is it a fast if you're sleeping? You're not going to be eating when you're sleeping. So that's not really a fast. I sometimes eat cake, but I'm not a big fan. Well, look, nobody's perfect. I'm just joking. You're going to a birthday dinner, and then Eden says, no trampoline parks for your birthday. Who doesn't like ice cream, says Ghostface. Well, I would say some pretty awful people probably don't like ice cream. I don't know of any off the top of my head. I'm sure they're out there because I know people that don't like peanut butter, and that blows my mind. And then I know people that don't like chocolate, and that blows my mind. So to me, Eden says, it's true. The man loves his ice cream. I do love my ice cream. I have the physique to prove it. Yeah, this is the physique of a man who loves ice cream. Excuse me. Yeah, and honestly, I'm one of those people that really loves vanilla ice cream. Vanilla bean, like Mexican vanilla bean. I mean, regular vanilla is fine, but I like when they do the vanilla bean. That's really good stuff. Ghostface says, my brother doesn't like ice cream. Oh, well then why did you ask who doesn't like ice cream when you knew the answer to that question all along? I'm squinting my eyes at you, Ghostface. You were asking me questions you already knew the answer to. I see you there. I don't know what game you're up to, but I'm on to it. I'm on to your games. Yeah, oops, you didn't think I was paying attention, but I'm paying attention right up here. I love when the counter in the corner shows someone popping in and then like seconds later they leave. And all I can think is, okay, what was the part of what I said that was so abhorrent to them that they felt like it made them need to leave? I just think it's funny. It's not like there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not upset about it, but it's kind of funny to me. Like someone wanders in here and goes, "Oh, not what I thought this was." Okay. Sorry to disappoint you, everybody. Ghostface you're laughing so hard. Are you laughing because of what I said about someone coming in and leaving? Or are you laughing because I called you out for your bull crap? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I said bull crap to a 12-year-old. Eden says, some of that is me. I keep accidentally turning off my screen. Oh, no. Oh, no. But it was like up to like a third person popped in. It wasn't you doing that. It was somebody else that popped in. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but no, I mean, and look, there's days when I'll have more than 3 people hanging out in here. And the same thing happens then. It'll be like, it'll be up 10, 12 people, and then a 13th and 14th pop in, and then 5 seconds later they're gone. And like my brain is immediately going, what part of the sentence that I just uttered did they just like look at me and go, oh no, we're not watching this guy? But then I go, but wait a minute, something about like my picture on their phone made them tap on me, right? So it can't completely be that they didn't like how I look because they wouldn't have tapped on me otherwise, right? Unless they're accidentally coming in here, if there's like some sort of like the previous video ended and then it sent them to me and then they were like, no, I don't want to watch this guy. Oh, you're laughing at me saying crap? Okay. Bull crap, really gunning for that PG rating now. Yeah, look, Look, I have a 12-year-old in here, Eden, okay? And even though she's not my 12-year-old, I think about her as if I were an older brother. And so I'm going to be very mindful of what my little sister, Ghostface, is uh, listening to me say, okay? You may forget, I used to teach an after school program for seventh graders. And that's an age that I am is near and dear to my heart because that's the age that I think everybody like ignores those kids. They get sort of put off to the side just for like a year or two. So they're in this like in between zone before they go to high school when people start paying attention to them all over again. So I am very fond of the awkward 11, 12 age group because I feel like they are very misunderstood and they're all very good people. And um, yeah, Ghostface says, I'm in seventh grade. Yeah, I mean, I know you said you were 12. That's the right age for it. That's the right age for it. So, um, don't worry, don't worry. If you're watching this and you're in that awkward age group, I'm looking out for you. It's okay. You're in good company here. So fear not. I'm not gonna make you feel like you're alienated like the rest of society does when they cast you out into the cold, dark night and say, "You weird little hormonal people. We don't want to hear what you have to say." No, no, no. None of that's gonna happen. None of that's gonna happen here. Ghostface is saying, okay. Eden goes, oh, I had no idea of these things you say about that age range I teach. Oh, I know you're aware of what I'm talking about because you teach it. I know that. None of this is new to me. Do you think I say things by accident, or do you not realize that I expertly plot these things in my brain first? A lot of these things I do say accidentally, but that was not one of them. That one I actually knew what I was doing. So you should feel very special to be here on a night when I was thinking ahead two steps. Right before I came on here, there was a bunch of puppies. I don't know where. The sound outside my apartment echoes very. It's all over the place. I can't tell where the sound comes from. So before I came on here, I was just listening to a bunch of little puppies howling, and I don't know who has the puppies. I don't know what's going on. I am imagining one of my neighbors is housing a bunch of puppies, and I'm wondering if it's related to the howling that I've been hearing morning and night from, again, I don't know who, but one dog, and I'll just be laying in bed and I'll just hear this for, an hour or longer, and then again in the morning. And so I'm assuming some poor dog is being left alone and is very sad about being left alone. I can't do anything about it. But now, tonight, I heard like a group of puppies howling. So maybe all that howling that's been happening was a mama puppy in labor. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I've never had a dog. So, Eden says it's because the world hates the reminder of how awkward everyone is at that age. Yeah, that's probably true. And Ghostface says true, and she's laughing. So it's been confirmed by an actual preteen. You're preteen, but only for a few more days, Ghostface. Don't worry, you'll be an actual teenager. Are you excited about being an actual teenager in just a few days? What's the first thing you're gonna do? What's the first act as a teenager that you're going to do? You got less than 60 seconds to answer because I'm only doing a 30-minute live stream. So I'm cutting it off at 30, whether you answer or not. You just said yes. Yes is not really an answer. It's a partial answer. I'm waiting for the full answer. What is your first act of teenagerism when you become 13? What is something you've been waiting to do that you're like, oh man, once I'm 13, be kind. You can be kind right now. Be helpful. That's not, I mean, okay, but that's not like spreading your wings as a teenager. You're not gonna like stay up late, or you're not gonna go to some party, or look at me, I'm a bad influence on people. Ride a skateboard? Well, that's a good answer. Although you're admittedly, you've said you're accident prone. So I don't know how smart it is for you to be riding a skateboard if you're accident prone, Ghostface. This is your big brother looking out for you. You hate parties? What are you talking about? You hate parties and you don't like cake. We're gonna have to have look. Next time I do one of these, we're gonna be hashing this out. We're gonna hash this out. I don't understand anything you're saying now. It's like you're speaking a foreign language to me, hating parties and not liking cake. Look, you're gonna be 13 very soon, and it's time you acted like a teenager. This is high time that you took on the responsibility of being a teenager. So, you made a comment. Let me show your comment. They are too loud and boys are gross. Well, yeah, boys are gross. I never said anything about that. And I guess parties are too loud. This depends on the party. You can always go outside, right? And just listen to the party from outside. You're laughing so hard again. Yeah, yeah. Look, as your honorary big brother, I am agreeing with you. Boys are gross and stay away from boys, okay? Boys are nothing but trouble, and you're 13, and I will not have my pretend little sister messing around with boys at 13. Not gonna happen. You recommend loops, says Eden. Yeah, yeah. Ghostface is queen of meetings. Yeah, okay. All right, it's been 30 minutes. Thanks for joining me, you two. Anybody else that popped in here, I appreciate you. I do these live streams a few times a week. Typically, I do a Friday night one at 9 p.m. Central. So, and then usually I'm drawing during those live streams. So please come back Friday night for sure on the 28th. Hopefully, I'll be back to drawing on that night. And hopefully, I'll be done with taxes in a few days so I can actually get back to feeling like myself again. That would be really great. All right. Especially curly-haired boys, all menaces. Yeah, we are trouble. These curls mean trouble. You keep your distance. All right, night, brother. Okay, good night, little sister. All right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll see you guys later.